It's Week 15 of the National Football League. In our
The punter Jack Fox to get this one started. And we're off in Detroit. Hardy on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here come the Bills for their opening drive. And leading them out is the seventh-year pro. Seems to be in the MVP conversation every year now. It's Josh Allen.
Okay, you know he's happy about that win last week, but less happy about his performance. He went into the lab this week, there's no question about it, and studied those mistakes, those 2 interceptions, because he knows that's not sustainable for winning. And I love a line from Mike McDonald. He talks about the quarterback being the voice of poise. That means flushing those mistakes from a week ago and being poised to go attack today.
They gained 14 on the play. And that's good for a Bills first down. Allen. He's got this complete to James Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Play action now with Allen. He's got Khalil Shakir. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Bills first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Throwing now on first down, Allen. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. They really need some choke yardage here on second down. They motion a receiver left. Trying again, following the sack. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. They send him left out of the slot. Allen on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down. Bullock's kick is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Returning it from the 4. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So now it's the Lions' turn to head out for the first time on offense. And bringing them out, someone this defense is really going to have to keep an eye on, this mobile QB.
You remember what he did last week? Kind of worked in support of and against at times a winning effort. You'll take the 3 touchdowns every single week and twice on Sunday. All those turnovers can't happen. They eventually catch up to you. This time it was a win, but a repeat this week with all those mistakes, long odds.
From the 34. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Taron Johnson has it. And the Bills take over on his 5th interception of the season. On first down, Allen. Throw right side is caught by Samuel. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So it's second down coming up. Allen gonna throw again. He sends this one to the end zone. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Again, Allen to the air. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for him.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Caught at the 20-yard line. He will go. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions parlay the interception into points. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right? Yeah. When you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. You got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Fox now to kick this one away. Hardy on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Bills and quarterback Josh Allen ready to get back to work now on offense. And you always got to watch him when you're down near the red zone. He is sitting 2nd right now among all NFL quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Got a man. Palmer has it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. First down throw for Allen. That's taken in by Samuel. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 1. Into traffic, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. First down, ball at the 36. To the air again, Allen. Pass into the hands of Dalton Kincaid. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Allen now on 1st down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he's brought down for a loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that running.
And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down. Trying to force one through there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. He's one of the greatest to do. It's Justin Tucker on for the field goal. Made his first one. This is a little over 40. Tucker's kick is up and good. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
This return starts at the 5. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. the Lions. And Jahmyr Gibbs back out on offense. And with the end of the season in sight, he's looking for a strong finish to capture that NFL rushing crown. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. First give on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. He's got to gain a 6 there. Daquan Jones with the tackle on that play. We'll look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 27. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
That's complete to Sam Laporta. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. But that defense is flying around and making the play.
5 yards on that play, and enough for a new set of downs. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Here's a counter give to Gibbs. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the 1st defender. Heck, not even by the 2nd one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Bails out of the pocket quick. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. We're a quarter of the way through. Back and beginning the 2nd quarter. Lions in possession. They've been moving it well, but face a 3rd down here. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Pass play coming here. He has it at the 5. Touchdown, Detroit. So this solid 1st half continues for them. They're into the end zone to extend their advantage.
And I think if you're a head coach here, Kate, you've got to be very happy with the effort so far. They've come out strong. They've been the ones dictating the tempo, and as a result, they add to the scoreboard.
Bates now for the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Lions grow their lead to 8. Fox now to kick this one away. Hardy on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Bills set to take over offensively. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. First and 10. Here's Allen. This one's quickly to Shakir. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. 2nd and 3 now. Working from the gun, it's Allen. Shakir with the grab. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you can take a lick at any time.
And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss is really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
From just shy of midfield on second down. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Bills first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. Option headed to the left on first down. And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
You know what I like about a second and short run play, Kate? Yeah, I like getting a first down, but you know what I like even more? That's going to set up a play-action pass in a similar down and distance, and that defense is going to have to key on the run.
He'll get this to Samuel. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. That finds his man, it's Keon Coleman. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Bills first down. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Has it down close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They'll send their tight end right. Another one for Cook. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Bullock's kick is good. And that gets them back within 5.
Give him the first half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range. He's delivering.
Return coming from the 6. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And they have made it no secret that they want to go his way in this game, right? And the results so far, I'd say very promising. They'll throw on first. Finds Laporta. And he'll get it up to the 44. They get 13 on the pickup. And that gives the Lions the first. Gibbs now from the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. We get a stoppage here. One of their big blockers up front. In some pain following that play. He's being attended to. Offense to the line for 2nd down. They kick the running back in motion. Here's 2nd and 11. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Back to throw now. He fires one deep. That's complete inside the 35-yard line. There it is. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions hold an 11-point advantage. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Point after up and good from Bates. And the Lions push the lead up to 12. Fox now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Possession switching back to Buffalo as their offense heads out. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. On first down, Allen finds him over the middle. And he gets him around 6 there. That was Stephon Gilmore stopping that play. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in the Motor City. The Bills driving ahead. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 32. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Allen setting up to throw. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. The defense calls a timeout. So that's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Fourth down, and on comes the former All-Pro Jake Bailey to punt. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And he's just going to fair catch this one. That's brought in at the 39-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Lions will go on offense. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
2nd and inches here. Quick slant, that's Williams. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be first down, Detroit. Now looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Tackled on the play by Taylor Rapp. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
2nd and 6 at the 38-yard line.
From the 38. St. Brown there to bring it in. And that's good for a gain of 5. Christian Benford up to make that stop. Bills crowding the passing lanes. They've got a dime look here on 3rd down. They're going play action. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
You know, as a quarterback, you got to give your man enough space to make that catch inbounds. That was off just enough to carry him to the sideline before he could establish possession.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. go ahead and make this a 15-point game now.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4. We've arrived at halftime here in Detroit. The Lions defending their building. They've got the lead at the break. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started out in Denver, and it's the Colts who have the lead in that one. Josh Downs, a touchdown reception. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Baker Mayfield with a couple of touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And it was the visiting LA Rams who get the victory in that one. Jimmy Garoppolo leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. The Lions headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Williams coming in motion right. To the air now on 1st and 10. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. Free inside the 30. Jahmyr Gibbs scores. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. That gives him a mark of distinction for this season. He's now up to 40 touchdown passes this year, and it's part of one of the more impressive campaigns that we've seen from an NFL QB. Bates now for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions grow the lead now to 22 points. Fox now to kick this one away. Hardy on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. And there's only one team satisfied with their spot in the playoffs right now, and that's the one currently at the top. A lot of time left for everybody else to jostle for better position, or simply for one of the 7 spots available. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills start the second half with some needed points. Now, I know that's one of his favorite routes to run, Brock, but that has got to be one of a quarterback's favorite throws to make as well, right? Drop it in over the defender and take the lid off the D for 6.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner. They've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to drop it right over the top. Quarterback's best friend, big targets in the red zone. Not many guys can match up and defend someone like him, and no surprise, it went right to him for the conversion.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. The Lions getting ready to return to the field. And you can see in these clips quite an extensive highlight reel he's put together in what is a 4-touchdown game for him already.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this guy's in the zone. I know in hoops, sometimes shooters say that hoop looks and that basket looks enormous. Right? I know on a golf course you're thinking, man, everything is a birdie. For this guy today, 4 touchdowns on the ledger. He's made it look easy.
Back now, pressure on its way. St. Brown's got it, complete. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Handoff to Gibbs from the gun. The Duke gets him some running room. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that gives the Lions the first.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Mosley. And the Bills take over on his 5th interception of the season. All right, that's now his 2nd interception thrown in this game. Obviously not a stat you want, but he does have those 4 touchdowns to fall back on.
And that pick, well, makes it a little bit better performance for this defense, right? I mean, you get burned 4 times, but at least you got a couple to hang your hat on that you did take away. I'm not sure that fact is going to save them from what's going to be a really rough film session, though.
And it's going to be about 3-yard pickup in the end. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Working from the gun, it's Allen. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that brings up 3rd down. Now Allen. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now a 4th down, staring right at him. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll get him back to 11.
That's now 4 field goals for him, and he's doing his part to try and give him a chance to win this game. But one kicker, he's not going to overcome everything with this team. He needs his guys to start sending them out there for extra points, and his defense to start getting some stops.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Lions ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together, finding the end zone. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Making the stop that time, Taron Johnson. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 34-yard.
From the 34. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Taron Johnson has it. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. But we all know getting the interception is the important thing, Brock. But how about this guy having the wherewithal to transition into a really nice return to then get the touchdown out of it, too?
Yeah, that's a great point. We talk about it with receivers, right? Getting vertical right away after making a catch. Same thing for these defenders when they make a pick. They secure the football, sure, but instantly they go back to their offensive days. They want that touchdown, and they want a moment they won't forget.
Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Back to the air following the pick 6. This is complete to Gibbs. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
At the 36-yard line.
From the 36. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
He finds Laporta. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be first down, Detroit. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, two-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Hits him on the out route. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
He'll look to throw. That's complete to St. Brown outright. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. That play cleaned up by Matt Milano.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the Bills' 29-yard line.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. It is caught left side. Give him 13 on that play. And that gives the Lions the first.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Finds Laporta. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
2nd and 6 at the 11.
They are throwing it again. He brings it in. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. A gain of 3, and now they're going to be able to plan for 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
And he gets in, touchdown. The Lions make it a 9-point advantage. They broke out the design run for him there. Coach just tells him, hey, Brock, KQB, do your thing, get us 6.
Yeah, and these offensive coaches love this play, and defensive coaches hate it, Kate, because it really gives you an extra hat, right? An extra number when your QB's got the athleticism, got the legs, got the instincts to go run it in for 6. A defensive nightmare, an offensive touchdown.
Here's a return from the 7. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Buffalo sending its offense to the field. And the first half scoring has continued so far in this second half as they try to keep the pace. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. They put a receiver in motion right. 2nd and 3. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. Brought in right side by Kincaid. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shakir in motion right. To throw again, it's Allen. Well, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up. Again, Allen to the air. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's good for a Bills first down. A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. It's Bills football. They trail late, but this game's still very much in reach. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Allen gonna throw again. He throws a bullet deep to the... He's got it inside the 10. And in, touchdown Buffalo. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one right down the middle. And the Bills cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Kickoff taken at the 3. And this drive will start inside the 25. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And I don't think we can really call these highlights, partner. Shall we just call them replays as we re-examine his performance so far in this one? 3 interceptions mixed in among his work. It's really limited a lot of what he's been. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They're going play action. Fits it through the middle. And that's good yardage there with 3 set of downs to boot.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
He's on the move. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Escapes the pocket. He takes it himself. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. He's dropping back to throw. Caught at the 10-yard line. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions making a 9-point advantage. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Yep. Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Hardy on the return. Return's looking good so far. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. The Bills offense all set for their next drive. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Complete to Shakir. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. 3rd and 4 coming up now. From the shotgun, it's Allen. He has the 1st over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Play action now, Allen. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. He was looking for Keon Coleman on that throw. And that means 3rd down coming up. Working from the gun, it's Allen. He puts some juice up, brought in inside the 20. And he takes it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. The Bills make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. It's a James Cook touchdown. So the back does the work that time, Brock, taking it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, a running back in space can be an awfully dangerous weapon on a football field. Whether that's a designed route to him, a check down, you see what can happen, what kind of damage the elite running backs in this league can do.
Bills 42.
Raleigh set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. This return starts at the 5. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing it to start this drive. Quick slant, that's Williams. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Tight end going in motion here. This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
From the 46. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions make it a 9-point advantage. Bates now for the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Lions make it a 10-point ball game. Fox now to kick this one away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Now we've got the Bills offense headed back to the field. And we've seen some matching touchdowns as of late, so the scoring coming at a good clip, Brock. Let's see if they can keep this up.
You know what's fun, Kate? After all of these years, I have friends that are offensive guys and friends that are defensive guys. And my friends watching this one offensively love it. The defensive guys, they're climbing up their walls.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Here's 2nd and 2. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Now, hang on. Looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. They send a man in motion. On first down, Allen. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Working quickly here. Now Allen off the play action. Nabs along that sideline. Samuel. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
It's a gain of 10. And the Bills first down.
To the air again. Allen. Throwing the out route complete. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short.
Brings up second and 2.
From the 17. This one's quickly to Shakir. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Throwing now on first down. Allen. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. Trying again, following the sack. He brings it in. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. The Bills are going to go ahead and call their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. So now here's 3rd and 5. To throw. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. So yet again, they're turning to him to try to put 3 on the board. Pretty automatic look for him from the left. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And it pulls him back within 1 score here in the 4th.
This is a case of, well, just get what you can on the way out the door, Kate. It's already out of reach. Just take the 3. Your kicker gets some points. Make it a hair closer in the box score.
Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more. So Buffalo's going to call it second timeout. Again, it's Gibbs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Now the Bills use their 3rd and final timeout. 3rd down run by Gibbs. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down.
And the Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 38.
This will be a nice win for the Lions, who draw closer to it as they take a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second. Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's 1 for the win column for the Lions. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
All of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.